Hello everyone, I hope all of you are doing good. So here I am again to discuss with you a few things about food spoilage. Okay, so today's our topic will be food spoilage. That is nothing but the role of microorganisms in food spoilage. Okay, so let's get into the topic. So today's our topic is food spoilage. So generally if you want to understand the term food spoilage, it is nothing but the spoilage of food that is brought about by the microorganisms. The role of microorganisms in the food spoilage. So when we consider food, as we all know that like air and water, food is an important requisite for our survival, like for our growth, development, and for our survival. Food is as important as air and water. So when we want to consume food, what are the prerequisites we consider? When we want to consume food or when we consider food for the human consumption, the quality becomes an essential criteria. Yes, along with the quality, we also consider certain nutritious values, whether the food we are consuming has got any nutrient value or how does that food we are consuming is helping us. Along with that, we also consider certain other factors, but when we come to the important primary requisite, we consider the quality of food. So when we want to consume food, we judge the quality of food. We try to judge the quality of food by certain properties. So those properties are given the name of sensory properties. Why we are calling it as sensory properties? Because we can judge those properties or we can judge the quality of food by using our senses. So that will allow us to know, the quality of food. We try to judge the quality of food through its appearance, texture, smell and taste. That are nothing but the sensory properties of food we generally take into consideration when we want to consume a particular variety of food. Now, any undesirable change. So, food spoilage is nothing but the undesirable change in the sensory properties that is brought about by microorganisms due to their metabolic processes. So that is why food spoilage is called as undesirable change due to the metabolic processes carried out by microorganisms that cause a kind of disturbance in their sensory properties. Now here again, once again I want to repeat that sensory properties are nothing but appearance, texture, smell and taste. So any disturbance caused in these sensory properties or any undesirable change caused in these sensory properties due to the metabolic processes carried out by the microorganisms can be defined as food spoilage. So this particular process, because of the spoilage, these microorganisms are influencing greatly or they are affecting greatly the food industries. So in order to maintain the quality, obviously if there is any kind of spoilage or any kind of problem we are facing because of which the food is getting spoiled, we try to maintain the quality of food. So what is the process of maintaining the quality of food is nothing but preservation. So because of this spoilage, the food preservation methodologies have came into use that allows to maintain the quality of food. Now what is exactly the preservation? Preservation is nothing but here in the preservation method, what they do is they slow down the oxidation of fats or oils that cause rancidity. Rancidity. What is rancidity or what is rancidification? It is nothing but complete or incomplete oxidation or hydrolysis of fats and oils that is brought about by certain disturbances in the air factors such as air, light, moisture as well as microbial activity. So any disturbances that are caused that will bring about the process which is called as rancidification. Now, what is rancidification? That is nothing but the oxidation of fats. So here in this preservation method, what they do is by adding or by maintaining certain conditions, they slow down the oxidation processes. They try to maintain the certain important factors that will allow or that will maintain the quality of the food or that will not allow the food to undergo spoilage. Now these are the few of the important preservative methods that will be carried out at the industrial or commercial level, or if we take into consideration our day-to-day life also, we follow these certain preservative methods in our houses, in our day-to-day lives, such as chilling, freezing, sugaring, salting, canning, vacuum packing. So these are few of the preservative methodologies opted by food industries that will allow the preservation or that will allow the maintenance of the food quality for certain longer duration or for longer period of times. So this is all about the food spoilage, food preservation that has made the food preservation into coming food spoilage that eventually resulted in food preservation, and what are the few of the examples of food preservative methodologies. Now next coming is the microorganisms playing a role in. So coming to the microorganisms involved in the food spoilage, few of the examples here I am quoting. So bacteria, fungi and yeast are mainly involved in food spoilage. So coming to bacteria, lactobacillus, leuconostoc, Clostridium botulinum are the bacterial groups or bacterial genus which are involved in the food spoilage. Coming to fungi, Rhizopus, Penicillium, Aspergillus. So you might have noticed, especially on the surface of coconut, if you preserve coconut randomly outside, then you can find a kind of whitish growth, or that will eventually turn into a blue color or black color. So that is nothing but the fungal growth that is belonging to either Rhizopus, Penicillium or Aspergillus. And coming to yeast, Zygosaccharomyces bailey, Ascomycota, Britannomyces bruxellensis are the species involved, are the genus or the species involved in the, mainly involved in the food spoilage. So this is all about what is food spoilage and what are the food preservative, generally the brief of the food preservative methods employed and the microorganisms involved in food